Jimmy Lai was a primary mastermind and participant in a series of anti-China and destabilizing events in Hong Kong. His actions severely challenged the bottom line of the one country, two systems principle, seriously endangered national security, and significantly harmed Hong Kong's prosperity, stability, and the well-being of its residents. He deserves to be severely punished by the law. Hong Kong is a society governed by the rule of law, where the SAR's judicial authorities perform their duties in accordance with the law. The central government firmly supports the SAR in safeguarding national security according to the law and punishing criminal acts that endanger it. First, I'd like to point out that Jimmy Lai is a Chinese citizen. Jimmy Lai was a primary mastermind and participant in a series of anti-China and destabilizing events in Hong Kong. His actions severely challenged the bottom line of the one country, two systems principle, seriously endangered national security, and significantly harmed Hong Kong's prosperity, stability, and the well-being of its residents. He deserves to be severely punished by the law. Hong Kong is a society governed by the rule of law, where the SAR's judicial authorities perform their duties in accordance with the law. Upholding the authority of the law and defending national security is fair, reasonable, and legal, and brooks no interference. The central government firmly supports the SAR in safeguarding national security according to the law and punishing criminal acts that endanger it. Experience has shown that the more effectively the Hong Kong national security law is implemented, the more stable and secure Hong Kong society becomes. The rights and freedoms of the vast majority of Hong Kong residents will be better protected. Hong Kong's reputation will shine even brighter, and the practice of one country, two systems will achieve long-term stability and success. The judicial cases in question are purely internal affairs of the Hong Kong SAR. We urge the countries concerned to respect China's sovereignty and Hong Kong's rule of law, refrain from making irresponsible remarks about the trial of SAR judicial cases, and stop interfering in Hong Kong's judiciary or China's internal affairs in any form.
Hong Kong media tycoon Jimmy Lai was sentenced on Monday, February 9th, to a total of 20 years in jail on national security charges comprising 2 counts of conspiracy to collude with foreign forces and 1 of publishing seditious materials. The sentence ends a legal saga spanning almost 5 years in Hong Kong's most high-profile national security hearing. Lai, founder of the now shuttered Apple Daily newspaper, was first arrested in August 2020 and convicted last year. Lai's sentence of 20 years was within the most severe penalty band of 10 years to life imprisonment for offenses of a grave nature. Lai's wife, Teresa Lai, was seen arriving at the West Kowloon Magistrates Courts building with retired Bishop Cardinal Joseph Zen Ze-Kiun and leaving after the sentence was passed. The Hong Kong court said Lai's sentence was enhanced by the fact that he was mastermind and driving force behind foreign collusion conspiracies. The 78-year-old, a British citizen, has denied all the charges against him, saying in court he is a political prisoner facing persecution from Beijing. Lai's plight has been criticized by global leaders including U.S. President Donald Trump and British Prime Minister Keir Starmer, spotlighting a years-long national security crackdown in the China-ruled Asian financial hub following mass pro-democracy protests in 2019.
The National Security Department of the Hong Kong Police Force welcomed the court's imposition of a heavy sentences of 20 years imprisonment on Jimmy Lai, demonstrating the court's determination that his offense will of a very serious in nature. As for the 5 accomplice witnesses in the case, they were sentenced between the 6 years, 3 months and 7 years, 3 months imprisonment, while the remaining 3 will sentence to 10-year imprisonment. This illustrates Article 33 of the Hong Kong National Security Law, which provides defendants who expose the criminal conduct of others may receive a lighter and reduced punishment. The 3 related companies being used in the engaged in the national security offences will each fine $3,004,500. On 12th January, during the mitigation status, Jimmy Lai advanced his age, illnesses, and prolonged solitary confinement as grounds for the leniency. However, the hearing revealed that he had received appropriate medical treatments and his solitary confinement will only pursued to his own application to the Correctional Service Department. Obviously, he has done nothing good for Hong Kong that could serve as a basis for his mitigations. From his arrest at Jimmy Lai's residence on 10th August 2020 to today's sentence by court, the entire process, spanning 5.5 years, fully demonstrated the rigor and the transparency of the administration of justice. The 156 days of the open court hearings, and including the 52 days of self-defense by Jimmy Lai, and the 2,200 pieces of exhibits and over 60,000 pages of documentation and the testimonial of the 14 prosecution witnesses, these exhaustive procedures demonstrated that the court applied the strictest criminal standards of proof and open proceedings, represented the finest embodiment of the rule of the law in Hong Kong. Finally, I wish to express my gratitude to my police colleagues who were responsible for the arrest, investigation, prosecution, and the security works in relation to these cases. The difficulty and the pressure they faced in handling a national security cases involving so many serious offenders can be imagined. Furthermore, during the trial, external smears and intimidation continually assailed those responsible for the cases, including the judiciary officers and the prosecution team. As for the Chief Justice stated in his speech at the opening of the legal years, such intimidation and the threats are no different from the bribery and the corruptions. Both are the means of subverting justice and have absolutely no place in the civilized societies governed by the rule of the law. I sincerely admire them for the remaining completely unmoved, continually to discharge the duty diligently and fulfilling the responsibility to uphold the justice without fears.
Will the National Security Department consider an appeal to these cases? With these cases concluded, are there going to be further prosecution of Apple Daily related entities and staff? And are you satisfied with the sentences handed down today?
As I just mentioned in the Cantonese answer, I think that I think that the sentences awarded to the defendants, I think it's appropriate at this level from my point of view. But I have to discuss with my colleagues in the Department of Justice to say whether we needed to appeal for the sentences.